Welcome back, everybody. I am Meredith with Intercept Treatment Foster Care, here again with Dr. John DeGarmo. He is the director of the Foster Care Institute, and he and his wife are the recipients of the Good Morning America Ultimate Hero Award and the Up With People Everyday Hero Award. These guys were also awarded their City's Citizen of the Year Award, and all of that comes with a lot of work. But today we're here to talk about some of the fun stuff that comes along with fostering. So welcome back, Dr. John.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
So we've talked in some of our previous meetings about the number of foster children you've had through your home. I believe it's 60 over the years. And through that time, there's got to be a lot of fun, a lot of laughter. And I know that that's something that's really important to you and your family. So I'd love to hear a little bit about some of the fun things that you guys do together as a family, some of the vacations and also holidays, but really some tips and strategies for some of our potential foster parents when they're thinking about incorporating a new person into their family, into their life.
Yeah, so every day is an adventure, every day is a challenge. And oh yeah, what great memories. We have no Tech Tuesday at our house, where it means no technology, no TV, no phone, no computer. We sit down and play board games. Kids love it. The older kids at first thought, oh, it's gonna be terrible. They love it. They now they look forward to it. They love it. Let me tell you, we've had some of the longest games of trouble that you can imagine. Oh, that can the parents a little tedious, but the kids love it. Great memories. We make ice cream, homemade ice cream together. We bake together. We go on walks. We play games. We have a swimming pool. We've taught so many kids how to go swimming. We've taken kids on vacation with us, camping. We've taken them to Disney World a few times. Oh yeah, it's great. And we're introducing these children to a whole bunch of new opportunities and ideas and ways of thinking that they may have never thought before. So that's a reward right there.
Yeah. What are some of the considerations? I think when we think about holidays and traditions, it feels so ingrained, what our family traditions are, and then we're bringing somebody new into that piece. So can you talk a little bit about some of the considerations, things to be mindful of when you're entering a holiday for the first time with someone new?
Right. Well, let's think about birthdays. We had a child in our house, 10 years of age, who had never celebrated a birthday before, had to be taught how to sing happy birthday. That's heartbreaking. Yeah. Heartbreaking. We've had children on Christmas Day who didn't know how to open up a Christmas present because no one had given them a present before. 15-year-old boy, we gave him a leather jacket. He asked, "Can I keep this?" We said, "Of course." And he started crying because no one had given him a gift like that before. We have to recognize that our norm is not the child's norm. Our traditions are probably not the child's traditions. And that's important. So we try to have that conversation, during Thanksgiving, during Christmas, during Easter, about our own family traditions, why we celebrate this, why the day is celebrated in general, and whether it's Hanukkah or whatever it may be, whatever the holiday that you celebrate, it's important that you discuss with a child why it's celebrated, some of the family traditions, and then we also try to ask a child, what are your traditions? What do you do on Thanksgiving Day? What do you do on Christmas? And try to incorporate some of those in there as possible as well. It can be a very overwhelming time. Holidays are a reminder to the child that they're not home. They're not with their family. Christmas can be a day of great sorrow for a child in foster care. Because again, when they look around the room and there's family, people are laughing and having a great time, they're going to think about their own parents, their own family members that they're not with. And that could be a time of depression for that child. So if a child wanders off on Christmas Day, go to their own room, we give them a little bit of time before we say, "Hey, come on back, we miss you." Because they need that. It's a time of cuddles. It's a time of hugs, a time of reassurance, if you will. We reach out to the birth parents. We try to reach out, maybe sing some Christmas carols over the phone. We might make a Christmas card before Christmas and send it to them, or maybe make some decorations and send to them. Or maybe the next visitation, we might bring them some homemade Christmas cookies. Thanksgiving, we try to, include them in the cooking, the preparation of the meal. Something we do in our own house the day after the day after Thanksgiving, we always go to a Christmas tree farm and chop the tree down. And I always bring all the kids, which my wife loves because it's a moment of quiet in the house for her. The kids.
As you mentioned, you've had up to 11 children in your home at one point, and that's a lot of traditions to take into consideration, a lot of, families of origin to kind of keep in mind. How do you juggle all of that?
I'm looking back up on Christmas I had when I just spent the entire day, I think, changing diapers. Oh, it was an explosive day.
Yeah. Sure.
We do a big, my wife's from Australia, so the 23rd is a big day where we have my wife calls it the eve of Christmas Eve, where we have a huge meal. And some of those Christmas days, those huge meals have come back to haunt some of the kids who are not used to those foods. There's the explosive part, if you will. Yeah. We try to include their traditions if it's safe, if it is one that my own children can appreciate, in the fact that we don't want to upset anybody, because some of those traditions they might have are some that are unsettling. So we have to, balance that, if you will. But again, we really want to include their own traditions and make sure that they feel part of that what they are brought to our home is embraced and important as well. That what they do in their own house is just as important as what we do in our own home. That's important too.
How do you prepare your extended family? Let's say you're going to have, those cousins, aunts, and uncles come over for a big holiday meal. Is that something that I'm sure in your experience, you've talked with them? How do you sort of have those conversations ahead of time?
Well, we remind them that every child in our house is part of the family, part of the whole family. That just my own kids, and not my parents' grandkids, that these children are going to be looking upon my own parents as adoptive grandparents, foster grandparents, if you will. And they're just as important or just as loved. So we give them that gentle reminder beforehand. We remind them that they're all part of the family. There are no labels. And then there have been many an occasion where on that holiday, whatever holiday it might be, that some of the kids in foster care who have been in our home, they might not have received as many presents from a relative. So we keep some wrapped up in the closet just in case to pull out, because we want everybody to feel part of the family. Christmas Day, Thanksgiving Day, Hanukkah, whatever it may be, should not be a day where a child feels ostracized or not part of the family or not included, because these kids are getting more presents than these children. That's not something we want.
Right. Something else too that we talk a little bit about, something that we sent in a blog post and newsletter to our families in October around Halloween, are some of the considerations around safety, strangers, things that may be triggers for a foster child. Talk a little bit about how that would play out, the considerations there, and then also when you're traveling, vacations, things like that.
Sure. So when we have children in our home during the holidays, we try to prepare the children as well for who's coming over, because there might be that loud, obnoxious Uncle Harry, or that just sweet Aunt Sally who wants to pinch every child in the face, or the person who comes in there is very bombastic. We need to prepare the children that, hey, so they're not surprised or shocked or overwhelmed, if you will, by that person. So it's a time of preparation for both involved. And of course, safety first. Halloween is a perfect example of safety. Some of these kids are coming from environments where that was never even, safety wasn't a consideration. So yeah, safety is important. When we go on vacation, first of all, you got to make sure you have permission of the caseworker and permission of the birth parents. We always make sure that, this is what we plan to do. Is this okay? So we let the caseworker know, and then we ask the caseworker, can you ask the birth parents if this is okay? And then we make sure that the caseworker has the contact information. This is where we're going. This is our schedule of events. We're going to be here on this day, here on that day. This is how you get a hold of me. There's a problem. Here's the phone number of the hotel or the cottage or the cabin. Here's my cell phone. Here's my email. You must have my information on my holidays if you need to be contacted anyway. If we're leaving the state, I want written permission from the caseworker and the birth parent, just in case I'm out of the state and something should come up. All the medical information, I need to have that with me as well. Again, if an accident should happen, I have to go to the hospital. I need to make sure I have that information, that documentation. The child is in my care, their Medicaid information or their medical information, whatever it may be. I've got to have that with me as well. Those are just some considerations. And then sometimes these kids have never been on vacation, or they've never been in an environment like that. And how are they going to respond to that? As I told you earlier, I've taken some kids camping who have never slept in a tent before or didn't know how to respond. Some kids in Disney World who just, in fact, I remember one time we told 3 boys we're going to take them to Disney World, and they started crying. Said, what's wrong? Why are you so upset? Because you're taking me away from mommy. No, we're not going away from mommy. So we're not going to be there forever. And my wife said, well, I wish we were going to be at Disney World forever. No, their main concern was, this isn't Disney World. Their main concern was, I'm never going to see mommy again.
Right.
So that's a consideration as well. When you're going on a vacation, they might be thinking that they're leaving their birth parents for a long time, maybe forever. So vacation is a time of reassurance as well. This is what we're doing. This is how long we're going to be here for. This is what we're going to do. This is what you can expect. And we're so glad you can come with us. In fact, to make them feel a little bit better about it, I invite them. Hey, we're going to go so-and-so. Would you like to come with us? I'd love for you to come with us.
That's wonderful. I love that idea. And really unique perspectives too. I think a lot of this is something that can give potential foster parents a little bit of a pause. You know, they think, how is my life going to change or be interrupted? Will I still be able to go on vacation? Can I still see grandma and grandpa? Things like that. And to know that you really can carry on the traditions that you're used to is really comforting, but also brings up a lot of questions. Are there any other traditions that you incorporate, that you've started to incorporate that are new as foster parents and as foster families?
Oh, there's so many. I don't know if I can pinpoint just one. I will tell you that Thanksgiving Day, one Thanksgiving I had 23 children in my house because a lot of former kids had come back. Yeah. That was wonderful. Let me tell you, that was absolutely wonderful. A lot of the kids who were in our house at one time place came back because they felt that this was their family. Yeah. That was a time of great joy for me to recognize that, you know what, we've really made a difference in this child's life. We made an impact. They felt loved. They felt part of a family. At the same time, it was a pretty loud day, let me tell you.
I imagine, yes. It's a lot of dishes.
Oh, yes. And we include the kids in that, we include the kids in that part of the cleanup as well. It's part of the tradition, if you will. Oh, my wife loves to sew stockings for the kids, and she sews an individual name on a child's stocking. That's a wonderful tradition that we've included. We buy each child in the house their own personal Christmas ornament every year. And if a child should leave our home, they leave with that Christmas ornament as well, with their name on it and the year on it as well. That's a nice little tradition that we have.
That's wonderful. That's great. I love all of that. And I love the image of having these 23 children at your table, many tables probably for Thanksgiving. Can you talk a little bit as we wrap up, just some of the other joys, some of the other gifts that fostering has brought to you personally, to your marriage, to your home, things that you didn't anticipate? I'd love to just hear a little bit more about that, since you have so much experience there.
Well, I never set out to adopt, and I've adopted 3 children in my home, and that's been a wonderful blessing. If you look at pictures of my family, you would see that they're different colors. I love that. I think we're all the same race, the human race. What a beauty, and they're all beautiful colors. Watching a child who has never smiled before learn how to smile, get past all of their abuse, their anxieties, and their traumas, and learn to trust somebody so much that they're going to allow themselves to have a moment of happiness. What a gift that is for me. Watching a child burst into laughter who had never laughed before. And I recognize here's a healing moment. This is a moment of healing for this child right here, this laughter. And I tell foster parents, you know what? Sometimes it's okay for your house to just be filled with noise and laughter, because there's healing going on in that. Healing going on in that. All that chaos is going on around you. There may be a time, an opportunity where that child is healing through that. You know, it's okay to allow a child to get muddy and dirty and play hard, because there's a lot of healing there and therapy in that as well. I've seen some kids, I've learned a lot about the importance of animal therapy. As a child just sits and rocks in a rocking chair in our front porch, just petting a cat or a dog or a rabbit. We have rabbits outside. Again, a lot of healing there. We always try to provide many different opportunities for healing. And I've learned, you know, every child's different. Every child's a gift.
That's wonderful. And it sounds like, I think one of the big takeaways here for anybody who might be considering becoming a foster parent is that you started out just a regular guy, John. You know, you had the idea that you'd give this a try, and you took a risk, and you know, it's changed your life. And I think
absolutely.
Is really significant.
Greatest thing I've ever done was becoming a foster parent. Most challenging, most rewarding, most exhausting, the most exhilarating. And again, as you said, I never, ever intended on being a foster parent. Never planned on it. I had misconceptions. I thought I'd be crazy. My friends still think that we are crazy, and perhaps we are a little bit crazy, but it's been great. It's been wonderful.
Yeah, there are so many misconceptions about fostering, and I hope that through this series of interviews and chatting with you, that folks can really see that it's something that can be life-changing, not only for that child, but for you as a parent, and just as a person, you know, as a citizen, as a community member. And really something that folks shouldn't be scared of. You know, there's so many resources and help out there. And you are one of those valuable resources. We are so excited to be able to partner with you, talk with you, pick your brain, and send folks your way for more resources to the Foster Care Institute. And we'll send folks to your website as well. And we really just are so grateful for your time and appreciate you, and look forward to speaking with you again soon.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity.